Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Dolls of the Week. Now this week we're going to talk about some Barbie dolls, of course, but also some non-Barbie dolls. And you'll see in a little while which ones I mean. But these three different dolls we're going to talk about are very distinctive and different. So let's start with the first two. Whoops, we got dolls always taking jumps around here. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is a Marilyn Monroe Barbie doll. And, there was a difference in when Mattel first started making these, they did Marilyn Monroe Barbie doll as Marilyn Monroe. And that's what this one represents. This is the one from Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. And here's what she looks like. Now, I think they did an excellent job on her costume. It looks a lot like from what I remember from the movie. And they've got, of course, even the headdress on her. Um, and there's a little picture from the movie itself. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. And that's, of course, a little different outfit. It's not the one she's in as this doll here. I also think they did a pretty good job on the face. However, I do think this looks more like Barbie than it does Marilyn Monroe. So it really is a good representation of Barbie as Marilyn Monroe, which is what it's supposed to be. Now, this is out of the box because when I got it recently at an auction, the box is in really bad shape. In fact, it wasn't even complete, which is this right here. And it looks mostly complete, doesn't it? But it's completely missing the bottom. And the side was ripped off almost entirely. So anyway, it's not a very solid box. So what I did want to show you was this back part. Here she is in that dress. And you see, so a little closer there. And also the headdress that we're talking about, if you can see it there. And also they show couple other pictures of Marilyn. So, and of course, they tell some about the story of the movie, etc., and about Marilyn herself. So that's that first doll. Now, there's another Marilyn doll that was in this auction that I got. I got the two together for a pretty cheap price. That's this one. And this is Marilyn from How to Marry a Millionaire, another movie you might have seen. I'm sure some of you have. And this one is not a Barbie as Marilyn. This is just a Marilyn Monroe doll from this collector's edition that they did. She was originally, looks like $59.99, marked down to $41.98. Looks like when somebody bought her, not me. But and on the back they show, another picture from the movie. And she's wearing the bathing suit that she wore in that movie. Plus, there's a cover up and some pretty rockin' shoes, if you ask me. What I like about the shoes, by the way, on the front is they're clear, and that's because the shoes in the movie were too. They just have like a fabric strap. So, and this is the cover up, which I don't like that too much. It reminds me of a bowling shirt without the sleeves. And maybe even a maternity one, but it fit for the time. The dress she's wearing, I think, is actually a pretty dress, really nice dress, and I like the color. Now, as far as the face on this doll, I'm mixed. I don't know how much I like this face. It does sort of resemble Marilyn, but if you really look at it, to me, this looks more like a drag queen as Marilyn than it does Marilyn. I've seen other dolls they did that I thought looked better as Marilyn or for Marilyn. So anyway, this is the second Marilyn Monroe doll. And then the other two dolls that I have that are boxed that I want to show you are from the Birthday Wishes series. And these are, we've talked about the Happy Birthday Barbies before, and in my opinion this is what sort of took over for that, and they're a lot nicer if you ask me. And so this first one is this one was Birthday Wishes. That is this doll here, and unfortunately they of course put the price tag right in her hairline there, but it looks like it was sold at Toys R Us for $25.99 originally. And this is from, let me see when this doll is from. It's always on here somewhere. This is from 2004, and here's the actual doll. See her? We got some glare going on here. It's always glare no matter what time of the day I do this. So you can get a better look at her. I think she's a very pretty doll. Again, I love the dress, and she's got a little handbag here that matches the flower on her dress, and so you see that there. You can see it a little better actually this time in the picture. But I think they did an excellent job, and it looks, it looks fairly similar to the pictures. A lot of times you'll see a doll and it doesn't look much like the picture. Sometimes you got to be real careful of that, I think. That's why whenever I order something, I either like to see it in person first, or I like to see a picture of the real one, not just the stock photo. But anyway, she looks pretty good, and maybe not exactly like the picture, but pretty darn good. And then the next one, also from Birthday Wishes, here's the picture on the box. They didn't bother putting a price tag in her hair this time. And as you see, this is a Caucasian Barbie, and she's got a nice dress from what I can tell there. However, that's not the doll that's in here, so I think that's on the wrong box, because somebody probably had the other one and misplaced it and put it on this one. So this is the doll that's actually in the box, and got a lovely green gown on, vibrant red head, and not too red, but a nice red. And this is what she looks like. The flower. And the picture on the back is her. And the picture always looks a little better than the actual doll, but they, like I said, they did pretty good on these, I think. So that's the Happy Birthday Wishes doll, and she is from looks like she's also from 2004. So they were both from 2004. So there were some good dolls at that point, including those. Now I want to show you one other Barbie this week, and then we'll move on to a totally different doll. And that's this doll that I recently got. Oops, her dress is trying to come off as we speak. So I recently got this doll at an auction, or not an auction, I'm sorry, a flea market at our state fairgrounds here in Indiana, that they used to have it every other month, but they're down to just, unfortunately, twice a year, and I'm not sure why. Maybe the attendance has gone down. But this is the doll, and a lady was selling a box of Barbie dolls for just 2 for $1, and this was one of the 4 that I got from her to fix up. They were all nude, I believe. Maybe one had some kind of clothing on it, but the rest were nude. And I had this dress anyway, and I thought this would look nice on her. And I washed their bodies and their hair because they were kind of stinky and not so clean. But she looks sparkling clean now, doesn't she? I think she looks great in this. I'm pretty sure this is from looking at the earrings that are still on her. This is a holiday Barbie from, I think maybe like 94. I'm just guessing here. But anyway, she was in a gold gown, if it's the one I'm thinking of. So, cute little dress. Could use maybe a little pressing or something in the front here, but I think she looks really good in it. So, just wanted to show you that. 50 cents, plus the dress I already had. Pretty good deal. Nice looking doll. And then the last one we're going to look at today, or actually last 2, are a pair. And, literally. But now, these 2 dolls are definitely a niche kind of product, and they were sold in the, let's see if there's a date on this. I'm not seeing it, but I believe this was around 2000, maybe a little bit earlier, something like that. But these have recently been the topic of discussion on a couple of the Facebook doll groups that I belong to. And those are the Billy doll, the so-called Billy dolls. The world's first out and proud gay doll is what it said, or what it says on here. So this is Billy, and this is just one incarnation of Billy. This is called Master Billy, or some people call him Leather Daddy Billy. And I'm going to take him out of the plastic so you can actually get a better look. His hat fell off, so let's get that. Because, like I said, these glare problems are constant, seems like. Okay, so here's Billy out of the package, and he does slide right out. One thing you notice is that the tops they put on these containers are really bad and dusty too. As you see, I need to dust them. But they won't stay on, and they're getting yellow with age. Some of them have broken, or one or two. So Billy was quite detailed. Maybe not the most realistic face, but interesting. Here's what he looks like without the hat, by the way. Or at least this one. They had brown-haired ones too, but it's this flocked hair I'm not too fond of. He does have some pretty thick eyebrows, but they're just painted on. So anyway, this is Master Billy, and one of the things that definitely differentiated Billy from, for instance, a Ken doll is, first of all, he's a lot taller. I think this is more like about a 14-inch doll. And then he's also anatomically correct, which is definitely different, as we know, from a Ken doll. And you can kind of see in profile that he's almost freakishly built, shall we say. So, I'm not going to take his pants off or anything. This is a family show. I'm just kidding on that, by the way. So anyway, this is Billy, and like I said, there are multiple kinds of Billy. In fact, I've got something I want to show you here that fell on the ground. This is the packaging insert that was in here. So you've got, like a businessman Billy. This is the one we just saw. You've got the Pride Billy. This one, cowboy, and you've got a sailor. But there were actually other ones. This is just maybe the ones that were available at the time. And they have a nice layout of him too here. So that's the packaging. And then Billy got a boyfriend at some point, and that's Carlos. And I'm just going to go ahead and take him out of his package. And again, it was kind of like a Village People thing. They had a leather one for him too, I believe. Yeah, they did. And then they also had a wrestler, which those were interesting. And they had firemen, and this one is the policeman. So this is Carlos, the Carlos doll, Billy's boyfriend, who's supposed to be, and he's a policeman in this particular one. Nice costumes, and he's got some nice boots, big shoes, and like Billy, Carlos was well endowed. He did have one difference, but again, being a family show on Facebook and YouTube, we can't show that. So use your imagination. And then, by the way, he does, if you can see it, he has a tattoo on his arm here that actually has Billy's name on it. So that's kind of cute. But anyway, together they're quite a pair, Billy and Carlos. So I wanted to show you those today. Okay, with that, we're going to finish. And by the way, we might view some other Billies and Carloses that I have on a future episode. But for now, you guys take care, and I'll see you next week.